respecting and rationalizing with your teammates and opponents is the most important thing that you can do for your mental. For me, this has been so important when it comes to actually improving, because I feel like this has always been an advantage that I've had over other people, is that I empathize and I respect my teammates and opponents, especially when it comes to League of Legends. I understood that the plays that the enemy team were making and the plays that I were making were very intelligent elite level plays, and the requirement to get to the skill level that I was at is extremely difficult and very few can actually achieve for a multitude of reasons. One of the biggest ones is that the majority of people are too scared to play ranked. You have to acknowledge that if you're in a ranked game, you are a brave person. Most people are scared of losing some fictitious value such as like RR or LP. So you and everyone else with you are brave compared to the majority, of course. And then the other attribute to this is that once you can rationalize and understand that, oh, this person might have made a horrible play here, but they had to have done something right to get to the rank that I'm at just to have the chance to be able to play with me, is that once you see them in that light, then when you make a mistake, you won't be so hard on yourself. You won't have all that negative talk. When you make a mistake, you won't be like, I'm horrible, I'm awful. You can't do that because you feel so much empathy for your teammates and opponents that it wouldn't make sense for you to do it to yourself as well. I got this idea from the book called Focusing by UGT Glendalen. He has a PhD in therapy, and he focuses specifically on the ability to rationalize and empathize with people that have either hurt you or annoyed you. He says that in the book, if you can rationalize and understand that the person that did this to you isn't doing it intentionally, they probably have something happened to them in the past, something might be bothering now, or some other reason, but it wasn't malicious and it wasn't intended for you, then you can then in turn rationalize when you make a mistake that you are a person deserving of empathy as well. An example of this happening in esports was in the League of Legends World Championship 2019 semifinals. It was G2 versus SKT. SKT by far more talented than G2, but G2 had an immense amount of respect for the players, immense amount of respect for each other, and they had the underdog mindset going into that as well. SKT, fan favorite, they have Faker, the GOAT, but they didn't respect each other and they didn't care for each other. And I can say this because their CEO and team manager Joe Marsh went on record saying this. And that's what ultimately ended up with G2 being able to make it to the finals, which was in Paris. Like and subscribe.